You guys hear me okay?
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right, awesome. Cool. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I know you've had a busy morning so far, so I'll try to
All
make this
good.
quick for you. All right, it's Izzy for Alt AZ. I'm talking with Tyler and Josh from 21 Pilots. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is so exciting.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you guys did a live stream event last year, and now you're going to be releasing your cinema experience. I think you're adding like 20 minutes of bonus footage to it. Is that going to include like bloopers and stuff? Is it going to be other types of things? Can you give us any hints?
I mean, basically, it's going to be some footage of, showing how we pulled it off, behind the scenes of how we moved, things from one place to the next. I mean, to give some background, last year we did a live stream concert to release our record, and now we're going to release it in movie theaters all over the country and even the world. And it is going to be the same thing that we sent out live that night last year, but it's not lived anywhere since. It's not been, you can't watch it anywhere. It's kind of like we liked it, that we liked that about it. But we've always felt like live stream concerts always fell flat, kind of got stale after song 2 or 3. And so when 2020 rolled around and our hand was forced, we knew we wanted to do it different. So we do feel like we put together something that has never really been done before, at least not in this capacity. And we wanted the opposite to be true. We wanted at the end of it, you realize, oh man, it's over.
Sure.
So that's what we were going for, and that was some additional footage. Yeah, it's in a lot of movie theaters. Everyone kind of assumes maybe it's just a handful of movie theaters, but when you look up your city, you'll find out, oh wait, it's all 5 or 6 of the theaters I know of. It's happening. So we're excited.
I think there's like 15 theaters in the Phoenix Valley that it's going to be at. So I was like, hell yeah. People all over the valley get to see it, which is really cool. So it seems like at first you were a little wary to do it, but then because of the pandemic, you were like, well, we still have to put something out to, support our album. So it might as well be this. Is that kind of how it went?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, the way that Tyler and I have always kind of talked about doing like the live stream thing is our show is just it relies so much on people and people being there in the room to kind of make the show happen. And we've kind of set up our show that way since when we started our band and started touring. And so it felt like it would be an impossible thing to put on our show without the people. So when we kind of started talking about actually doing a live stream because of pandemic, and I guess like you said, kind of still wanting to, perform and put on music, we kind of intentionally were just like, we have to be proactive about really changing the structure of what this show is going to look like.
Right.
And then, so then we kind of like began having conversations about it. It really did take like probably 8 months of preparation and putting things together, and having, meetings and conversations and getting all the right people looped in. So yeah, there was a lot that was involved, but it was necessary to, to really change how it was going to feel and look and be performed, because there was no actual people that were like there in attendance.
Yeah, to react and that kind of stuff. So what do you guys hope that your viewers and your fans get out of the cinema experience?
Well, I think I was kind of thinking about, the cool thing is that, like I said, this the whole idea came from the idea that nobody could gather together and be at a show or go to concerts. And so really the only, if there was any option for any sort of concert, that was it. That was really, you have to do it away from people. And so I think that, for us, I think Tyler and I will always look back on that performance really as like marked a moment in time of a global pandemic, where this was something that we did because of, just live music went away, which is something that we never would have predicted or anticipated in our career. But the cool thing for the cinema experience is that we can now have people gather together and experience this kind of moment in time that was a result of a pandemic, and experience it together in the same room as a bunch of people. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that if anything, the people get out of it, it would just be, a kind of an excitement and appreciation for live music, and that we can be kind of back together with people, and hopefully enjoy 8 months worth of work.
Yes.
And a lot of money that went into it too.
Yeah, you're probably like, just get it out already. Let's just enjoy this. Let's have a good time. And
Yeah.
honestly, when it comes to Scaled and Icy, that may have, in my opinion, been one of your most relatable albums, just because, I mean, we were all going through the same thing, when it came to like loneliness and isolation and, fear and all of these other things. The entire world was going through these same emotions during the pandemic. And, you wrote this album, and I think people listened to it and really related to it. Do you think that was one of the albums that brought you even closer to your fans?
I don't know. I mean, I think the cool thing about music is it's so subjective. So I think for some people, yeah. But what is cool about, whenever you put out a new album, it's always interesting to start to see and hear some feedback, and inevitably there's going to be people that are just like, well, this album before was way better, or 2 albums ago was your best one.
Right.
And then some people are like, this is my favorite one, or this is what got me into your music. And I think that, a lot of it, the album was kind of written and recorded, a lot of, like where Tyler's sitting, and then at my house. And so there is some, I think, like you said, some relatability of the idea of being isolated. And if people don't like it, that's okay. And if people like Trench better, then that's okay too. But
Sure.
it's cool to me that we can still make music, and people are still, there are people who are still discovering us based off of new music that we're putting out.
Which is kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts that like they, not everybody had to be there from the beginning to still love you guys. So I think that's really important.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring up really quick the shooting of the video for The Outside, because you guys looked miserable. You were wet, you were bruised, you were tired. What was the hardest part of shooting that video?
Yeah.
Well,
There's nothing like really trying to, sell ourselves as an attractive young band, like putting makeup on that makes you look like you're frozen in the water
Right.
for 30 days straight. And so, yeah, we didn't look cute. That's for sure.
I'll say, I guess as a disclaimer, on almost every music video, we're pretty miserable.
Which one was the most miserable though of all of them?
Oh man. The one that sticks out for me is our song Jumpsuit. We shot that music video is that in Iceland, Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had to lay down in a river to start that music video. It's not even a river, it was like a little creek. And I'm laying down in it, but it's water, it's runoff from a glacier. So it's the coldest water you've ever felt.
Yeah.
It was delicious, but still, when I'm laying down in it, it did feel like someone had taken an axe and just start like, it was like froze the back of my head, or just like, I don't know. I'm not even describing it. It was miserable, but
That's true.
all for the fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we love you for. Speaking of your fans, it seems like they make some really cool 21 Pilots like videos and artwork and stuff. Do you have a favorite by a fan?
Oh wow. I mean, I feel like we see something every other day that blows me away, as far as like,
they're really creative.
Yeah, they are. It's creepy how talented they are. There's so much talent just kind of like buried away in different rooms all across this world, and it is really one of the only truly beneficial things from a social media platform is people get to share that,
right.
And I guess, I don't know, we're continually blown away by the talent that our fans possess, and honored that they would direct that talent towards anything that we had inspired them to do. So that's really cool.
That's incredible. So it was joked about that, I know we got to cut it off here really quick, but I wanted to bring this up. So Josh, apparently you like to be shirtless like all the time. So since it's obvious you can live without a shirt, Tyler, is there something you can live without?
Well, first off, I will say that on this video call, that shirt that he's wearing, it's actually a filter. He's not wearing a shirt. It's just one of those really complex filters that keeps the shirt on him as he moves.
Yeah.
That's
incredible. What is the question? What's one thing I can't live without?
One thing you can live without.
Oh, I can live without Josh wearing shirts.
Wow. Well, look at that. It's not a problem anymore. That was so easy. Glad we came to an agreement.
That's why we've
chemistry.
That's why we've been such a successful band for so long.
Just that. 21 Pilots, the cinema experience, is coming to theaters all over the valley on May 19th. You can get your tickets at 21pilots.com. And let's not forget also, you guys are coming to Phoenix September 16th at the Footprint Center. And trust me, that's going to be a packed show. We cannot wait to have you. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good one. Good luck.
You too.